Welcome to South Harmon. Welcome to South Harmon. Hey, welcome to South Harmon. We glad you here today. Another AMA. Ask me anything. Super chat is cool if you wanna pay to play. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate. Let me introduce you to the tear down king. Mike McNutted, ask your questions, he'll answer anything. ATM, you know Adam, put them graphics on the screen. Glad you tapped in now, stay tapped in for the team. Hey, everything is posted. Go follow the socials. South Harmon FF tag us if we get noticed. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Another AMA. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today.
Hold up. There we go. What's popping, baby? How y'all feeling?
Feeling good,
I got shot, man. I had two guys on here, man. I was like, damn, bro. You know, I'm so used to this being boom, boom. And I had to share the love a little bit. So, you know.
The menage a trois got you, you know.
I got my boys here though, man. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all good or what?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Happens when you have a three-way. Get excited.
Yeah, man. The first three-way is always a little bit weird, you know. But then you're like, damn, it's a lot of fun.
I'm always bottom though. Them's the rules.
Sipping on some Blackberry Crown tonight. Dude, it's been a while since
Jake.
I've had some Crown, actually, to tell you guys the truth.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, I got a announcement to make, man. Your boy ain't drinking no more to the expo, man. So I'm sobering up, man.
Really?
I'm chilling. I'm on ice right now. I said, man, I'm going to just let my body heal and relax because it's going to go down, man. So no more drinking. I'm sorry on the show, man. You're going to catch me with some alkaline water. Maybe a Celsius, bro. I'm real sober. I'm real salty, but told myself no more drinking, man. I'm going to chill.
And I'm out here practicing.
I was gonna say there's like two ways to go. There's the conditioning, like I better start getting my body ready for the chaos, and then there's the cleanse route. Like I gotta do the whole take. So let me ask you though. I'm gonna put you on the spot. That typically comes after a night of, you know, I don't want to call it debauchery, but you just got a little too tore up. You're like, damn, man, I need to hold off a little bit. What? Give us the real. Did that take place?
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. Last Friday, bro, when I had that show with Mike, I didn't even realize, right? So even my pops was like, man, you drunk all that? Because I remember I held my bottle up to the thing. And when we got off, bro, I got on that couch. Bro, I don't know where my mind was at, man. I ordered a pizza. Yeah. It was out there for like 2 hours. I mean, I don't even know what was going on, bro. So I said, man, I'm going to just chill. I mean, not that I can't. I know I can still drink, but I said, man, I'm going to just chill. Plus, I'm trying to get a little bit of more working out in this summer. So while it's hot, so I said I'm gonna just relax a little bit and get busy, man, in about a month. So I'm on ice right now, man.
I like how I'm to blame. Like it's my fault.
No, I ain't saying it was you. I'm just saying, man, last Friday I was cooked and I didn't even know it until I sat down. Because I talked to you, Mike, for probably like a good 20 minutes after the show. I was good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's normally when it happens. Those 20 minutes after the show, you keep drinking, you're just chilling. Yeah,
bro, I sat on that couch, man. I was like, man, I'm no good. And then I had to get up at 5 a.m. So I was like, man, I'm tripping, bro. I'm tripping.
I've been there. Well, I'll drink a little more for you tonight. Then.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad
I'll pick up the slack too, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Everybody, please drink for me tonight, man.
South Harmon looks out for each other, man. We'll drink for you. Don't worry.
That's it, man. That's it. I remember the last time we was all three of us. I was co-hosting the AMA. That was my first, introduction. And I was laughing earlier because I said, "Damn, man!" I remember doing that. What was that? The draft, the NFL draft. And I text Adam. I was like, "Yeah, bro, I think I'm ready." And I remember like the next day, he was like, "Bro, you sound real flat right now. I don't know if you're ready or what's going on, man." So yeah, we here today though, man. We 2 months in. I said 2 mics. We 2 months in now.
Yeah, man. Ready?
Yeah. So we came a long way, man.
I like to see it. Listen, it's all right. You know, we'll get your batteries recharged and we'll see if we get you back to that couch type of feeling in Canton. But we'll wait till then. You know.
Oh yeah, man. What y'all got going on though, man? I mean, I know y'all drinking for me. I mean, y'all could at least tell me something, man. I mean, make me feel like I'm drunk.
I'm ready to tear it up, Fizz. I did an hour. I did an hour on Sirius with Alan today, and
I saw.
I didn't say one cuss word. I used a couple dangs.
There you go. I wish I had a clap button. Yeah.
I fucking did it.
All right, look, now you can cuss, say what you want. Now you good.
Yeah, this
is back on home turf.
This is Mike. Mike's about to let loose. You know, he's been bottled up for a show. You know.
Nah, for
big
sure.
Three.
For sure.
I like that. The big three.
What y'all think about this Bronny move, man? Before we get into the show, man, I gotta ask about the Bronny and LeBron. Man.
I saw you on Twitter. You weren't liking all the hate, so I know where you stand on it. I don't really feel super strongly about it. I also feel like, gosh, it's been for 3 years I've been expecting this, man. Like I saw this coming for a while. So
yeah, it's not even breaking news, honestly. It's just like, wow, it happened, but we weren't surprised, right?
I wasn't surprised. I mean, you know, it's not like every team passed on him. You know, it's not like it's crazy. There's always going to be the antics about, you know, Rich Paul calling, telling people not to draft. Like I don't think it was that serious, to be honest with you. Yeah. But I don't know. What do you think, Mike? Anything different?
No, I mean, why is it a story? A negative story. Why is it?
It's going to be a story, but yeah, negative. Yeah,
why is it a negative story, man? Nepotism in sports been around forever,
though,
man.
It's because of LeBron, bro. If it was Klay Thompson's son, nobody would say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody cared.
It's LeBron.
Yeah, it feels like whoever leaked, or I don't even know if that was how real that is or whatever, but whoever started getting the Rich Paul was calling teams saying he's not going to play. That's where it started negative. That was put into the air to make the entire thing feel negative. But listen, man, I think at least, you know, you're not doing anything right until there's that type of stuff out there. Unfortunately, the way the world is, like you're gonna. The people that have really succeeded in life a lot of times have the strongest haters. So it's just, I think it just comes with the territory, frankly.
I think the JJ Redick signing like a week before didn't help either. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's fair. That's a good point.
You know, it's like it was already hate and like, oh man, it's a circus. Now this happened. It's like, come on, man. Can it get any worse? You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how people looking at it to me.
And also, Mike said, why is this a story? Right now, it's also like there's just so little going on in sports as a whole that it gets more attention than it should.
I mean, it overshadowed the fact that they got a hell of a player in the first round in Dalton Connect, man. Perfect fit for what they want to do. That kid can ball.
Yeah.
And my thing was, we didn't even know who was in his class anyway. So the fact that, Bronny brought some excitement to it, one. And two, he literally almost went undrafted. It ain't like they took him in the first round. This man went 2-3 picks before the draft ended. You know what I'm saying? So the Lakers didn't reach for him. They was probably going to get him as a free agent anyway. So why not just draft him? You know what I'm saying? We're going to sign you anyway, Bronny. So we're going to do that for you and draft you.
Does anyone know the 3 players who went after him?
That's what I said on Twitter, man. I have no clue, bro. I think the Mavs had a pick. Guy from France, but I have no clue who he is.
And he's actually from Germany.
No.
Right.
Well, there was a lot of guys from France drafted, it felt like, but yeah.
And I think that's the disconnect with the NBA on draft day. It's so many players coming from, you know, other countries that it's like, bro, unless you going on YouTube to look at their highlights, you never really saw what they was doing. So I think about when Dallas drafted Luka. I knew Trae Young. I didn't know much about Luka. You know what I'm saying? I watched Trae Young. Dallas drafted Trae, and they traded with the Hawks to get Luka. But I watched Trae. You know what I'm saying? He was balling in Oklahoma. I ain't know nothing about Luka until he got in the NBA. So it's just that out of the country balling, man, the NBA is changing the draft process for everybody because we don't know what's going on.
There was... I just had to count them. There's a total of 5 players drafted in the second round who I knew who they were.
Mm.
5 total that I even heard of.
That's
Most of that was most of those dudes just played in the NCAA tournament. Like you watched them, right? Jamal Shed at Houston. It's been a couple years watching him. Cam Spencer at UConn, right? You go on to win a championship back-to-back years. You're gonna get a little bit of love. Kyle Filipowski, right? The Duke kid. Did you guys see that story? Holy shit!
Nah.
The Kyle Filipowski story is fucking insane. I'll fill you in. Fizz.
Oh no! I saw this. I'm tripping. Yeah.
All right, maybe I did. I don't know. I don't remember it though. Go ahead, break it down, Mike.
So his girlfriend, his brother, and his mom came out on Twitter blasting his girlfriend that she's Mormon and she's been like grooming Kyle.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
She like she older than him or something, right? Like,
She's old as fuck.
20,
right,
her being 28 versus 26 is the big number to pay attention to.
Okay.
There's like pictures of her and him when he was like 13, right around that age, and they can't decipher whether or not she was the babysitter or she's actually his cousin.
Damn.
So the fact that he goes to Utah with the Mormon grooming girlfriend who's extremely old and been working on him for a while apparently. Kind of fits, man. Utah Jazz got the face of the franchise.
Yeah, nah.
Let's go.
Okay, yeah, I did hear that story. Yeah, that was like I said, they said that hurt his draft stock. I doubt it, but I don't know, man. Who knows?
Wow, he doesn't play much defense. Got short arms. It's a good offensive threat.
Yeah,
I think he's better than Edie. Sorry, Shizzles. Edie's garbage. Fucking garbage.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm so blown, man. I was telling Mike before the show, man. I wanted to shout out my boy Bron today, man. I went looking for my damn shoes. I cannot find my LeBron 4s. I don't know where they are. Of course, if I wanted them, they'd be sitting right in front of me, bro. So I can't find them blickies. I know ATM might have I know he got a sign pair of LeBron somewhere, but
yeah, I can pull them out. But
I saw you looking around. I saw you.
I was like, I know they were over here last time, but the 4s are sick though. Which 4s?
I was going to say that they just dropped the Pearl 4. So I just got these. These the Pearl 4s, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Pearl
nice.
4s. Them Jones just dropped like a month ago. I see you, Mike. Hold on. We'll get LeBron right quick. Let's go to the scoops. There you go, Mike.
Don't be pulling out more shit that I'm gonna buy.
No.
Look,
Mike,
that's Iowa. I didn't say nothing about Edie for the record. Damn.
Nah, my boy Mike. Look, this was what, last Friday. 1 week later, my boy got them scoops, man. Got them Cheeto bags on. So he good, man.
It was a rough day yesterday because I had them helmets show up. I had the scoots show up at the house. So when I got home from work, my wife was pissed.
Yo,
She's like, "What are all these fucking packages?"
Oh yeah, I forgot you had them helmets. You showed them helmets last night. Yep.
Dang, yeah, three big boxes in one day is like, you couldn't just be spread out, so it would be go unnoticed.
Right.
Like,
and it's got to be during summer when she's not.
She's
teaching.
at home with a lot of extra time to look around.
Well,
I know the real. I know the real.
The Puma box, you could have told her though, bro. These Cheetos, let me take them down to my office. My snack box, and
I had it going for a while when I pulled out that fucking box. It said Cheetos on it, and then I pulled out the bag and it had Cheetos on it. It's like, what the fuck did you buy all them Cheetos for?
How they fit? Did you try them on?
Nah, not yet.
Yeah,
maybe tonight after I get drunk, I'll throw them on.
Well, I tried to find my original hoops, man. I can't find them Jones, man. I don't know where they are.
Which ones were they? What was the colorway?
So they was black. So like what this purple is, that's black.
And then
and then they got the red on the inside right here. And it's like black, white, and red.
Yeah, that's like the OG one. I remember those.
Yeah, they came out like 08, 09 maybe.
So let's see.
I want to say
that would have been like 07, right?
08,
03, 04, 04, 05, just by number. I'm thinking
those are the 4s. So
it should have been I think 07, right? Now I'm trying to do math.
I know they at least 15, 16 years old, but I know I got them in here somewhere. I cannot find them Jones whatsoever. I don't know. I'm so disappointed because I wanted to say shout out my boy Brian, man, and dig in my archive.
Yeah, 2006, the 2006-2007 year. Yep.
Dang, it was that long ago? Jeez.
Yeah, he was. Well, I just did it by simple math of 03, 04. You know what's crazy? I have them in New York. I got a pair LeBron 4 cleats, actually. The Fruity Pebble ones.
Oh, okay, yeah. They just like re-released the Fruity Pebble ones recently.
Yeah, I got those. They're in New York because we were on the field for the combine over there. Those fours are tough, man. I really like the fours.
I'm a little salty because, of course, I'm so pressed. I buy them when they first drop, right? So
they went down. Tell me they didn't go down,
bro. Listen, I'm talking about. I bought them on it was like a Thursday release. Literally 5 days later, I go on StockX. They $100 off, bro. 5 days.
No,
I'm talking about what is going on here. 5 days, bro. I started to take them back and just try to order them over. Like, man, that was crazy. 5 days.
Looking back now at all these, I just pulled them all up to look at them through the years. No, just through all of the years.
Mm-hmm.
I had a pair of the ones when they first came out. I mean,
yeah, I remember that's what made me remember, Mike. You was talking about your ones last night. Yeah.
What kid didn't? Now I'm looking back, man. How'd I miss out on the 10s and 11s? Those things are ridiculous.
The South Beach 9s, man, those was the ones,
bro. The South Beach 8s were
were they was fully turquoise, right? The 8s was
bro. So I actually
the 9s
wish
were like gray. They was gray with the pink and the
I wish I wouldn't have sold, bro. I sold those used for over $1,000.
Oh, I know.
I wish I would have kept them though, actually, because like they're basically impossible to find, bro.
Don't get me started, bro. I got shoes from like 2001 in here that I can't find right now, and I need to sell right now.
Oh, are you trying to sell them? Which ones are you trying to sell?
I don't know. I got so many shoes because I used to work in Finish Line in high school, so literally I still got shoes from like 2003, 2004, bro, in here that's just collecting dust that I don't wear. And if I put my feet in them, they probably gonna break in half because they probably cracked up. But yeah, man, I'm so mad I can't find my bronze, bro. I don't know where I put them things at.
There was a pair of 4s that I had that were hard. They're like Nick colorways. They weren't called the Knicks though. They're the orange. They're the old Cavs school. The old Cavs, so like the '90s Cavs. Those colors. So they were blue, white, and the orange.
Oh, those.
I'm trying to remember what those were called.
Because he came out with the 2s. The 2s had the strap going across.
Yeah.
I don't think he came out with the orange ones in those though.
Yeah, so they're actually on stock. The LeBron 4, they're actually called Birthday. I don't really know why they're called Birthday, but they're on StockX for a pretty penny right now too.
Yeah. Well, those great ones that dropped like to 210 or something like that.
You were trying to show us the ones that you just got though, but you couldn't find them now for some reason.
No. So no, I'm saying the ones that I got right here, the 4s. I got the original ones, the black,
the OG ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't find. I literally was like, damn, I'm gonna find them today. Went looking and I can't find them Jones, man. So I ordered these and I'm like, I was gonna bring them both up here, man, but I can't find other ones, bro.
So let me ask you then, because LeBron has a pretty ridiculous line of sneaks now. Do you have some that really stand? Do you have a pair like not necessarily colorway, but a pair of the signature releases that sticks out to you as your favorite?
So it's funny because those are the only LeBrons I ever owned was the 4s.
Really?
The only ones, yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
The only ones, bro.
So then that's gonna be the answer for you. I'm
pretty
sure.
That's the 4s are the only pair. So this new pair of the eggplant ones, those those 2 was the only pair of LeBrons I ever owned.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Y'all
got me in the fucking mood of shoes, so I was looking at something.
Nah, Mike. Don't spend no money, man.
Don't do it.
Nah, I found a pair of black and yellow Shacknosis.
Black and yellow. Let me see.
Black and yellow Shacknosis. Talk about my love for black and yellow for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Man,
Shacknosis.
Oh, dude, I forgot. These are ridiculous.
The Shacknosis, yeah.
I forgot about these. The crazy Reebok ones. Those things on his feet too. They just look outrageous.
Oh yeah, because they like
size like 67.
Yeah.
so he actually wears it. He wore a size 22. I never. My old high school coach somehow got a pair of his sneakers signed, his actual ones, and he had them like in his high school in his classroom. Them things, they're literally boats, bro. It's fucking ridiculous. 22s. 22s.
Imagine getting kicked in the ass with a pair of Shaq shoes, bro.
I remember I was sitting pretty low one time when they were playing for Orlando. His foot actually took it felt like half of when he's just shooting a free throw. It felt like it was like halfway to the 3-point line. It just looks
And it's crazy now because he
Wrong.
wear flat shoes. Like he always wear those flat. Like they don't have like no, like Nike, like no basketball sole.
Well,
So
yeah.
his feet just look even longer when he be on TV because all his shoes flat.
He had, you know, it was always with Reebok, so they were like just terrible looking shoes.
Right, Shaq is rich, man. He do what he want to do.
Hey, man, AI had Reebok.
Nah, for sure. But
AIs look sweet though. Yeah, actually, what's funny is I have the LeBron signature. I was in a pair of AIs when I got those. So
okay, yeah.
I got AI was like one of the only people that made Reebok kind of like
cool
like that. Yeah,
yeah. If
you took the AI signature shoes out of Reebok's line, you could just get rid of the whole thing.
Yeah,
you get rid of the whole thing, bro.
Fact. That's why he got that contract he got. So
yep.
That lifetime, what he get, like 30 million when he turned 50?
It saved him from being broke. Let's say that, you know.
Yeah. So when he turned 50, man, 30 mil, bro.
Got it.
Shout out to the agent, bro.
This is better than the Walmart starter shoes that I used to wear all the time too when I was a kid.
What I was gonna ask.
Those had no style.
None. Zero.
Yeah, but look, man. I'm so sad I can't find my shoes, man. So I got to move off of bronze, man.
All right,
I'm real sorry.
Yeah, we got to get Fizzle's not drinking. He said we got to pivot, man. We got to get this show somewhere happy.
My vibe is off. I'm real salty right now, man. But you know, tonight, man. I asked Mike earlier, Adam. So I'm gonna ask you, bro. Are you a Call of Duty guy?
I was. I don't really game much anymore. I used to play Call of Duty a lot. Yeah.
All right, cool.
But yeah.
I didn't get on the duty until COVID hit, right? COVID hit.
Really? Okay.
I had COVID and I was in my room, nothing to do. So I had the Cold War. I think that was Cold War. Playing that and multiplayer, like Mike was saying earlier, 12-year-olds busting in the head, man. You can't every time you get up, you die. You know what I'm saying? So I started playing the zombies. That's my thing. I run around, kill zombies all day, man. That's my style. So
bro, zombies is my favorite mode too. That's funny,
bro. That's all I play, bro. I just got it last night when we was on Savage semester. That's what my son wanted me to play. So I'm like, all right, you know, all night. That's all we play. I showed you his highlight reel. My son be getting it in on that.
For real?
Remember that video I sent you at the? I told you my son was playing Call of Duty. Yeah,
I was like, dang.
Yeah, nah, he fire, man.
I like it. Up and coming.
But I started thinking about the Call of Duty. And in the mode, they got them self-revive kits. So, you know what I'm saying? When you go down, you stab yourself with the little thing and poof, pop back up, man. I started thinking like, damn, all right, if I could bring that to this, like what would I, you know, compare that to? And I started, you know, my mind started scrambling. And I'm like, damn, it's a million players that I know we all loved and watched and probably wish could play a season or 2 or 3 more. So who will we give a self-revive kit to as far as their career go, right? So if you look at the thumbnail, I got Romo, Arian Foster, which we all love Arian Foster, right? Percy Harvin, RG3. I mean, I got some guys on it though, man. So tonight, man, I really want to touch on just some guys who was injury prone, retired too fast, too soon, and see how we feel about them nowadays, man, with the game and how it's going on. So I know we hate running backs, but Arian Foster in this league today, he might go higher than a lot of people that we think, you know, will go. So I'm gonna try to dig into some players, man. Who would y'all suggest as we kind of break down first? I know Mike ready, man. He always got
ready, man.
Who would be your first revive, man? If you had to stick him with the pen and bring him back to life, Mike, who you bringing?
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson.
Well,
technically he did retire early, so I'm gonna give you that one, Mike. I'm gonna give you.
He retired after having 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Well, remember that the Madden
I'm
cover, he had 1,900 yards on the Madden cover. So
he's like, I gotta go after this, man. He always just kind of got banged up. He got beat around. I mean, he was a big target out there, so he took a lot of hits and probably cut like 2-3 years off the end of his career. In all reality, plus he played for Detroit, and this is before Detroit was good.
Ask you, if you won in Detroit, he might have stuck it out a little bit more.
Hey, someplace having success, right? So he left in 2015. So I mean, Patriots were running the NFL at the time, but yep. What if he was on like the Chargers with Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, hey, what if he was on Denver with Peyton Manning?
Yeah, that'd be
you know what I'm
good.
saying? That would have
be
been
good.
crazy, bro.
Calvin, man, I'd definitely bring Calvin back, especially just play out those last couple of years. He still had it. Had it. You still couldn't cover him.
Didn't he ask for didn't he want to get traded and they didn't want to or something? So he just quit.
Set him out. Done. See
they never won any playoff games. He was there for so long, did so much for the franchise. He's like, all right, I want to go see if I can win somewhere. And I mean, the whole crazy thing was not just that, bro. Remember they were wanting to get some of the money back from his signing bonus and all that. And he still basically he still really isn't recovered with them. I don't know that ever will, frankly, be that way, which is kind of sad. You think about that, like to have a guy that like Detroit happens to be good right now with Campbell, right? But without that, you basically had a terrible franchise. One of the best players, most iconic players for them
of all time.
Yeah. And what's funny is I was gonna say the only other player that like seemingly left when they still had it was Barry. Also Detroit. And it's like, damn, man, bro. Look at you think about that. That's crazy to think about that franchise basically having two of what we believe are two of the greatest players at their position. Like some of the guys that we love watching leave when they had it because of how they felt about things. That's wild to think.
Yeah, imagine having a reputation of you got Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson to leave early. Like that's pretty damn bad though, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Does that mean Amon-Ra's retiring early?
I don't know, man. Well, I don't know. They like Adam said though. Dan Campbell being there, he's a player's coach though. I think he wouldn't allow a guy like Calvin Johnson not to get paid. Like I think he would make sure, like, nah, bro, hold on, he got to be here. You know, he gonna make sure that team is well equipped, man, because he understands the struggle of not winning in them locker rooms. So
what's also kind of crazy, like with hindsight, I don't know how Calvin, you know, it's funny they did that documentary. I don't know if you guys caught that. Like he comes from a pretty good family, and his mom is a real smart lady. And I'm wondering kind of like what his view is now. Like Stafford finally gets traded and goes wins the Super Bowl. Like how that kind of feels. And I'd imagine that even if he doesn't say it aloud, it probably doesn't sit real great for old Calvin.
Oh, that hurt. I know it had to.
Yeah, he was never a talker either.
Nope.
He just went and ball.
I think that's why he gets forgotten a little bit in conversations because he wasn't a guy in the camera. I mean, like real football heads, of course, they wouldn't forget him. But a lot of times when you're just talking to regular fans, they kind of forget about Megatron because he just wasn't talking. I mean, it's like Isaac Bruce and, you know, those quiet guys that was balling when they played. They kind of get left behind because of, you know, they weren't in front of the camera all the time.
He doesn't get talked enough about being in the conversation with GOAT wide receivers too, which pisses me off. It really does. I mean,
for sure. Longevity.
T.O., Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, obviously, like those guys deserve to be up there, but you can't have that conversation without Calvin Johnson too. And it's just longevity, but if you just look at his career, it's like most talented, most athletic, biggest, fastest, strongest wide receiver, put up stupid numbers when he was out there. And if we could have got another 2-3 years out of him, then maybe he would have had the longevity conversation and where he ranked all time, etc. But he's amazing. I miss him. That was the guy every year from like the minute I knew who he was playing in college football.
Oh yeah,
shout out to that game's coming back. Yeah, coming into the NFL, that was the kind of guy that's the receiver that you made. That was your created receiver right there. 6'6", 230, 99 speed. 99 jumping, 99 spectacular catch. That was Calvin Johnson to a T.
It's funny, though, you talk about him not like I kind of look back and just was thinking about this. If he was someone talking like hella smack, I almost feel like he would have been someone that you kind of would have probably liked to root against. A guy that's just that physically dominating, that's after gets a Moss catch on you, just in your face talking shit. Like it probably would have. When you're that physically dominating at that sport, it's almost like to do more talking than just letting you absolutely own. He owned everybody. He didn't need to say shit because he just destroyed you physically. So
could you imagine if he morphed with like Steve Smith? Like you put Steve Smith's personality in
But see-
Calvin Johnson's body. Do you really want to deal with that?
That
Like,
you know, it's
that'd piss you off so bad.
That's a perfect comp though, because like Steve Smith's like, nah, you guys are sleeping on me because I'm little, so no, you're gonna hear me bark. Like Calvin didn't ever feel the need to do that because he's like, nah, you see me, you can't do nothing with me, you know.
And I'm sitting here listening to Mike go up talk about how he would have been at 99 in college, and I think about the team that literally passed on him in the draft, man.
The Raiders.
I think they did that like 9 times. They missed on like I'm gonna find this one of these shows. We're gonna go through this Raider missed draft picks. But they missed a lot of guys, man, that literally are Hall of Fame people, and literally the next pick is, the guy that went. So y'all just had to shout out all my Raiders fans. I'm not sure if you're here or if you're not, but we appreciate you not taking Calvin Johnson, man.
There's Raiders fans?
I don't know, bro. They might be on.
I know one. I know Jag. That's it. That's the only Raiders fan I know. Honestly,
they might be on the pirate ship, man. I don't know, bro.
What
you got, ATM?
No, I'm just thinking like there's. I think there's probably a lot of cases that you could bring to the conversation here. For me, I think it's definitely RG3, and like I remember when I was in college anyway, like there wasn't as much coverage on the college players so early, and I remember being like really high on him at Baylor because he was so fast and electric before he was like going to be consensusly going really high in the draft. And I just remember being so in on him, and his rookie season was electric early. And right now, you probably, if you don't remember watching it at the time, you may not quite remember. The guy was actually like 20 passes, 20 TD passes, 5 picks. He was really good overall. But the reason I would say that would be the one I use the Revive kit on is because I think it would put to bed, like if we knew that RG3 was healthy, didn't have this injury, and then he ended up kind of being ass the rest of his career, it'd be a totally separate conversation than what if he didn't rush back, and what if his career was kind of basically never the same, because he was such an athletic player. When he didn't have that in his game, it really could have short-lived his entire career. Everything seemed to change after that rookie. He was never anywhere near the same player after that rookie season. So to me, it would just give us, hopefully, RG3 being really good. But if not, it was like, all right, well, at least it wasn't the injury that totally ruined his entire career.
Yeah, but I was gonna say with. Do you think it was more so? I know he was an asshole in the locker room. That what really hurt him. But I think Jay Gruden has some of that to do with too, because I think he came there with the vision of Kirk Cousins. I don't even think he wanted RG3, honestly. I think RG kind of played into his game as to make himself look bad so he can just get him out of there. But if we had to like compare him, like his style of play to somebody that's today, who would y'all like most compare RG3 to? I know it was short lived, but I mean, give me like a
dude. It's
Jaden Daniels.
I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see what Jaden does in the NFL. I mean, I feel like right now it's also an easy comp with him going to Washington. His style of play is that way. RG3, man, this dude was like we've seen fast quarterbacks, but this dude was a track star. Like this dude was so damn fast. What's crazy is I had to go back and look in 2012. He didn't even play the whole season. He played 15 games. He had 815 rushing yards, and it's like the amount of quarterbacks that we've seen be able to actually really, truly do that. I mean, you're talking. That's why, like, when you give me a comparison, it's like, man, it's tough. I don't know that we've really ever seen truly.
It is
a guy quite like that. Obviously, I think Vic's different in the way that he played. He was dynamic, but that's not really RG3. Jaden Daniels probably is a good one, but
I'll give you one that ain't Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
He's Justin Fields with a better offense coordinator.
I think Justin might be better rushing though, because he was a little thicker. Like Justin he was kind of built like almost like, I ain't gonna say Cam Newton, but Justin, he's a little thicker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
RG was like a Jaden Daniel build, but fast. Maybe it's both. Could it be Jaden and Justin Fields and
some amalgamation of those two together?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like like you're talking about a little thinner frame. Like I don't think he's anywhere near. At least personally, I don't think he's Lamar. But that type of build where he's thinner. It's tough, man. It's really tough.
Yeah, RG, man. It was so short lived, bro. I just wish we
that's the
could have got
thing.
more.
It basically what's crazy is because you look at players, you talk about longevity. We don't talk about Calvin in the greats because of his longevity. That guy played for forever. 1 year if you have a 1 year sample size, you get forgotten. Like people don't even remember that you ever did anything. So I'm with you. That would be mine personally. I was a fan of watching him play.
Nah,
you can't even do the Lamar thing for me too, because I mean, no disrespect to Lamar, but RG3 came right out the gates just slinging that thing.
Oh yeah,
all over.
yeah.
Like he was dotting people
It
up
was on
left
the
and
money,
right.
yeah.
No, RG3
and Lamar has gotten there, but it's taken a while for him to kind of elevate as a passer. Yeah, RG3 came out as a runner and a passer right out the gate. Just what the fuck is this guy?
No, for sure. Like the combination of his game it's honestly, I don't. You could probably try to draw hybrid comparisons. Like he kind of played like this quarterback in this way, but he was very unique. He was someone I was really excited to watch, and I don't know, it kind of sucks. You never really got to see shit from him. Like I was so excited to watch like them in the playoffs too. Like what's RG3 gonna do when it's money making time, and we realistically never got to see a healthy version of him do that either. So.
Think if we could do a time machine, right, and take what we know and how we play Dynasty Superflex leagues now, and RG3 comes out and has that kind of rookie year.
Oh my gosh.
Minus the playoff injury, right, which would have been talked about in the offseason, but we didn't know it was going to end his fucking career, essentially. But
yeah,
the guy comes in as a rookie, and all of a sudden it's the 101 in every startup the following year, no questions asked. Not even close.
This is Cal, this comment is actually why I feel like I really wish. The reason I actually partly say that he's the one that I say in particular. This narrative's so easy to say if we knew he was healthy, then I could say for sure. But if he wasn't healthy, it's like I don't know that this narrative ends up being correct. Although the reality is this is what everyone kind of believes. Yeah. I'm not even saying that it's wrong. It's just I feel like we didn't really get to see. We don't know that he was healthy.
Yeah, I mean, but if you had to revive somebody, that would be a guy, because we really missed out on a possibly great career that we all would have loved to see more of. So
yeah,
I think we could say though, like Colin Kaepernick had a nice explosion on the scene, and eventually he did get figured out, but he never came even anywhere close to the heights RG3 did as a rookie. He did. Nah. I mean, Kaepernick was like an 18 fantasy point per game thing. I mean, this still is a fantasy football show. RG3 is, top 3 in his rookie year. Like, it was like Saquon Barkley when he came out as a rookie. Like, damn, this dude just gonna go all the way to the top, just bypass. Don't stop.
You wouldn't be able to buy RG3 right now in Dynasty, bro. You would have to sell your whole team.
What's crazy is think about 2012. This is going back ways now, but so he was in points per game. 21.6. This is peak Drew Brees, right? This is peak Aaron Rodgers, 21.5. Peak Tom Brady, 21.3. 21.2 RG3. So like, and that was ahead of the other rushing. For the record, Cam Newton the year prior in 2011 broke fantasy football.
Yeah,
he was ahead of Cam Newton that year. So like, for the sample size we had of that full season, RG3 was on a different planet, man.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good point. Andrew Luck too.
Oh man. Cool.
Yeah, well, look, he might
By
get
the way,
revived.
Andrew Luck in his rookie season was quarterback 9, just behind Tony Romo, but 17.3. There was a pretty sizable difference between that type of player and what Breeze, Brady, Rodgers, RG3 were doing.
Yeah, nah, I like that RG3 call, bro. That's why I put him on the thumbnail, because I didn't even have him at first. I had to add him, bro, because it was just like certain guys I can't miss, and he was definitely a guy I could not miss on.
When you sent it to me, I was like, I'm going to try to do some homework and see if there's someone else, but I was like, I think I'm going to end up picking him.
That's the one. That's the one. Well, I kind of got a guy and a half, and the only reason why it's a half is because this guy
that's really sketchy when you got the first 3-way on with Mike and me, but we'll let it slide. No Diddy.
Well, it's only a half because this guy didn't get injured. He just liked to smoke a lot. So if I could revive Justin Blackmon and bring him back in the league, man, that was my Dez Bryant, guy that just wasn't Dez Bryant. Like, that was my dog. I love me some Blackmon, man.
Same college.
Bro, listen, that was like the spitting image. I like Blackmon a little better, though. I think Blackmon could have been better than Dez in the NFL, man. Yeah, I love me some Justin Blackmon, man. I just think the stress of playing in Jacksonville, bro, I just think he just had to get high, man, in order to enjoy coming to work. You know what I'm saying? So I give him just like maybe 10% of the shot, and maybe he revives or maybe he don't. I don't know. So I had to cheat a little bit with my Justin Blackmon one, man. So I don't know if he necessarily count. Because he wasn't injured. Did that count? I don't know, dude.
No, well, I mean, I was gonna say.
I mean, we're gonna do more than just one. So I guess I throw it. I keep it Justin Blackmon. I'm gonna keep it Justin Blackmon. I say my other guy for the next one.
No, Justin Blackmon's a good one. I think what's really kind of crazy is to think how there was a stream I was chatting into. They were talking about Blackmon and Gordon. Think about how many passes Gordon ended up being. Essentially, like, we want this story to work, so we're gonna give him, 50-11 chances. Blackmon got like, you're fucking done. Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, bro.
And the crazy part is when you think about kind of the stance on like marijuana, the root of the problem. Now, Josh Gordon definitely had addictions of all kinds, right? But the root of the problem was marijuana, which now, like, the way that it's viewed is just that part, at least when you think about it in hindsight, makes it worse for me. Like, man, it wasn't like these dudes were terrorizing. Justin Blackmon did have that. There was something, the intersection, he was running from the cops or something. I forget what this whole story was, but like, it wasn't like these dudes were, real life criminals, criminals, right? They like to get high and party, like,
and like, again, playing in Jacksonville back then, man, you had to smoke something, man, because it was stressful coming to work, man. So I believe, Blackmon, man, was just stressed out. When people forget, man. We had bad days at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going to work, you're stressed out, you get to relieve your stress. So these athletes ain't no different, man. And when you in a team like Jacksonville back in them days, a lot of those controversial players players they say were controversial, I think it was just the stress of losing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been winning your whole life, middle school, high school, Pee Wee League, and you come in the NFL, bro, and you 0-16, bro. That's stressful, man. So I just wish we could have had a guy like Justin Blackmon around a little bit longer, bro, because that was my Dez Bryant of the AFC, 100%, no question, man. I miss me some Justin Blackmon.
Well, I mean, unlike Gordon, Blackmon had a lot of alcohol incidents as well. A couple DUIs on there, right? So, I mean, Gordon, I guess at least with all the chances they gave him was just the weed. Blackmon was like, I'm getting high and drunk.
Yeah,
I'm going crossfaded.
He was in Jacksonville, man.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you a Josh Gordon story. So this is 2013. All right. So no, 2014. I think his big year was 2013, right? Someone fact check that, but it was 20. I'm pretty sure it was 2014. The day before Thanksgiving. So the Browns play on Sunday. The day before Thanksgiving, it's a huge night at the bars, right? So they have like the Browns have the bottle service section in Barley House in Cleveland, which was the big bar, just like locked down. Basically, the whole bottle service area for multiple people was just the Browns. Like, that's just their area. Fam, they had hookahs in there, right? Josh Gordon was in that thing smoking weed out of the hookah, like in the bar with everybody present, like with all the stuff going on. Like, bro, he couldn't help himself no matter what. Now, to your point, he didn't have a DUI, I don't think, but like, you go back and look, and Josh Gordon talks about how he was drunk during games, and like, he was just whatever he basically get his hands on, he was doing. But to your point, yeah, Blackmon, I remember, had more issues off the field as far as just the marijuana, but yeah, I think a lot of it stemmed from that. But yeah, to your point, he was doing. He was drinking. He was doing whatever he could.
I think we got at least a good 2-3 seasons or 2 seasons out of him for fan. It didn't.
So Blackmon,
5 or 6 games, but
Blackmon, I remember vividly.
He had a solid average though.
I remember vividly. He had a pretty nice rookie year, and then we were getting ready to see like his sophomore year. I think him really take off, and then if I remember right, it was in his second season that they like everything was done and he never played again, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 games, and then he was like poof, he was gone.
Yeah, and I think what's crazy is Blackmon, I think, was going a little higher. Like his rookie season was good enough to where he was going higher in fantasy, and I remember I had him on a lot of teams.
Trust me, I traded for him everywhere.
It was a wrap. It was over. Killed you.
Yeah.
So he got suspended to start the year for off-season failed drug test.
Gordon?
And then he came back. No, Blackmon.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Blackmon came back, and he was putting up fucking ridiculous numbers in his first 4 games back. It was just building. You're like, okay, he's rolling now, and then boom,
Done.
Second one.
Yep.
And then before even the second one, like got done, he got popped for a third one.
And
It's like you done.
that was the one where I think he was there. There was like footage of him from the cops.
Yep.
They got
Drunk as shit.
And I remember that one. It felt like, yeah, it's over.
And then he ain't coming back.
The crazy, you know what though? What's kind of interesting about that is, like I don't want to stereotype like humans, but guys that play sports and that's all you got to remember, these guys are young and that's all they've done their whole life is play sports.
Yeah.
When they get suspended, basically when you take them out of the routine of playing and they're
don't know what to do.
not away from the team, just think about this logically. You got a guy that's having problems smoking, addicted to whatever. Take him out of organized team activities. He's on his own. You think this dude ain't gonna just get high as hell or go party?
And
like,
he got
what do you think
money
he's gonna
now.
do?
He got money now. He ain't broke. You know what I'm saying?
Think about this with Justin Blackmon, Adam, just a little bit, like to put context on it.
Yeah.
His first game back, his second year when he got suspended, 14 for 190 yards, 33 fantasy points, wide receiver number 1 on the week. It's like, talk about making the statement, like the Cam Newton, I'm back.
That's my boy,
And then,
man.
fuck.
Bringing back memories, Mike, man. I need my boy back, man.
What's crazy though, at least to me, and I don't know if this, who knows? I have no connections or any idea of this, but to me, it just that seems like such a thing where if you do want these players to have longer careers, like why don't you have so much money and ability to get people that have that type of a problem, some type of substance abuse? Like, can't we get them into some kind of correctional thing when they're not? As opposed to they're just doing their thing in their apartment with all that bread. Like what, bro? These are young kids that have a long life ahead of them. That you're just basically putting them in all the money that the NFL has and all the things they could do. Like it feels like to me that would be something that they should try to prioritize. Like getting those people the right help to get back with their team.
I think it was the organization though, bro. Like I said, Jacksonville at that time was just broken,
too.
man. They was broken.
Too.
Yeah, I don't think they would have helped anybody back then, bro.
It is such a weird thing that you bring up to Adam, like how they just kick them away from the team, like get away, you can't be involved in anything.
Exactly.
Like suspend them so they can't fucking play. Obviously, like that. Okay,
Come to
find them
practice
game checks.
and all that,
yeah,
yeah.
but your ass is going to be at fucking practice in the weight room. You're going to be around the team. Coaches are going to be on your ass.
Coaches,
your
you're gonna be
teammates are
running on
going to
the
be like,
side,
man,
running your ass.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then your teammates too. Your teammates will be like, man, get your fucking shit together. We need you. Get your ass back. Instead, they just send them off into the abyss. It's like if my 7-year-old did something terrible, right, and I got to get on her ass, I don't just fucking send her outside and let her do whatever the fuck you want now. Like you in trouble, get the fuck out.
You're grounded to your room and you have all your toys and everything up there.
Yeah, you can go do whatever the fuck you want over there. Like no supervision whatsoever.
Facts. That's actually a pretty good comparison. Yeah,
but then you got teams like the Ravens who had Ray Lewis's and the Averys. Those guys, I'm sure, if you got suspended, they was going to your house after the game. Like they wasn't letting you sit around, do nothing, get lost. That wasn't happening.
I will say though, I think you bring up a pretty good point there, Fizzle, on the organization and like how bad disarray was in the organization. So the Browns, for example, I remember it was that year where basically when Josh Gordon he had the great season. They draft Johnny. Immediately after they draft Johnny, it's like Gordon's suspended again. And you're like, man, come on, what the hell? Towards the end of his time there where he was playing in Cleveland, at the end of the year, that team was such in disarray. Joe Hayden ended up getting in trouble for like Adderall. They ditched like the plane. They didn't go to the game. When I'm talking about that in the bar, like that whole team, Josh Gordon has problems. You're at the bar like, here, go ahead. Get the hookah so you can smoke. There was no even if the NFL had put in a situation to help him be better structurally, that team was not really going to help him. So to your point, I think it's probably hinged with a good organization, but I do think that the NFL probably needs to try to put some things in place to help kids like that.
Nah, especially in your first 2 years, bro. Like, you 22 years old. Like, you ain't thinking about coming back to work. You chilling.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna hook up blind, man. Anytime you send a super chat, bro, we gotta get at you, man. So hopefully you can see it because you're blind. I mean, I'm not sure, bro, what's going on, but
I like that you beat me to that.
But you can read it. You can listen to your boy, right? I got you, Playboy. So we'll see what we got here. 12 team, super flex, star 10, McLaurin or Keenan Allen in a late 25 second. What we got here, blind? We're gonna help you out, man.
All day for me, Keenan in the late 25 second. Just because, listen, I talked about it a little bit with Allen, but there's not pretty much anything Terry McLaurin can do this year, just because he's older, to go up in value for next year. Like he's advanced enough in age where he could come out and go for 1,615 touchdowns, and people would be like, all right, you probably still going to get drafted the same spot you were this year. We just don't give a shit. That's how Dynasty works. Keenan, on the other hand, like, they both could give you very similar production for this year. You just get the free second on top. So those are the kind of like tear downs that I try to make is, what's a realistic outcome? Is it kind of the same? And then is either one of these guys going to be able to go up in value next year no matter really what they do? The answer is probably no for both of them. So just give me the second.
Yeah, I think throwing in like late 25 second makes me, at least it makes me think like your market probably plays a little bit into this for me, but it's still high enough of a value to where, like, okay, Keenan Allen, let's say for this year, he could end up giving you, I would say there's a more than reasonable chance that he's pretty similar in production than McLaurin, at least in the range. He could end up beating him, frankly. But then let's even say that they move on from Keenan at the end of the year. Like, I don't know, Keenan might give you another year somewhere else. And the 25 second is just extra here. So I don't know. I maybe it's just that I don't actually think McLaurin's going to take a step further or become more meaningful in production, because at this point, both of these guys are production bets. So the second, to me, kind of offsets the difference in their age, which is what, like 4 years? I think it's 32 versus 28, if I'm
somewhere in there. Yep.
Yeah. I think the second makes it worth it. And the second is the second pays you for the $1.99 too. Pays you back.
Yeah, I'm with both of y'all. Straight up taking McLaurin, of course, but that second pretty much add that value to it on the tail end. And
Terry's gonna be 29 when the season kicks off too.
Yeah, there you go. So they're like 3 years apart. Damn.
Now I'm gonna say this though: Week 1, Jaden Daniels go out there and Terry got 10 catches, 190 yards, and a touchdown. You're gonna be a little sick to your stomach, but
what if that's Jahan Dotson?
You be all right. That's all I want to say. Yeah, that's or what if that's just Jaden Daniels
McCaffrey
rushing? What if that's Jaden Daniels just rushing for 190 yards?
Mike wants to see the world burn. If Jahan Dotson went out and had 190 and a touchdown, that would be, people wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
Let's go. I'm in, man.
Before we revive our next person, though, I did want to holler at Theo and Brian Thomas Jr. or Blackmon.
Oh, Blackmon was better.
Yeah, I'm going Blackmon
was better.
This is one of those.
Call me an oldie.
When we talk about RG3, like a guy that his career you look at as kind of a flame out. He's an analyst now. All this stuff. It's like you kind of. I feel like the further it gets from the time, you can the tainted view of the player and what took place and transpired can kind of taint the way that you view what he was. Justin Blackmon as a prospect was different, man. That dude was fucking
man.
Now this is nothing against Brian Thomas Jr., who I think is a hell of an athlete in his own right, but Justin Blackmon was on some. That dude was different, man. That dude was fucking different to me, bro. Justin Blackmon. I'm not. This is no disrespect to Brian Thomas Jr. I just think he was, at that time, he was in pretty rare territory as far as prospects coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see we got some people in the chat that mentioned some people. I'm gonna bring up the chat. Because I definitely want to hear what the chat got to say with some revives. But Mike, man, what you got? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say quickly, like, he was super early in the draft, wasn't he? He was top 10, no?
I think he was top 5.
Was he 5?
Yeah,
I remember he was
5.
He was super early.
I think it was
4.
104.
Let's pull it. Let's find it. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was like top 5 guy.
I think he was
2012.
105
round 1, pick 5. Yeah.
105.
On the nuts. Yep. Justin
Damn.
Blackmon.
Dog, man.
He was the truth, man.
Dog,
you had Dez, and then right after Dez, you had Justin Blackmon.
How you, bro?
Listen, NCAA football, I keep touting this shit because we are like 13 days away.
We're right there.
14 days away from this shit being back. I remember playing with him, and you had one guy who wore 88 with the visor and those sick-ass... I mean, Oklahoma State do have some fire jerseys. I love the color orange. That's why you sold me so fast on the fucking Scoot Henderson.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah. High school colors were orange, so I just love the fucking orange. But used to love playing with them. They had those alternate black and orange ones.
Man.
But they both wore the visor. They wore numbers in the 80s. They both were dominant players. I loved playing NCAA football with Dez, and then you got to go right to Justin Blackmon.
I'll put it like this. Justin Blackmon, if you remember his sophomore season, I believe it was, I think I'm trying to remember. It was ridiculous. I want to say he was like getting close to 2,000 yards, had like 25 touchdowns or something fucking, like, I'm not exaggerating with this, by the way. He went bananas. It wasn't 2,000 or it wasn't quite 20. It was like 20 touchdowns, though, something silly. But he was so good.
You are not lying, Adam.
Okay, give me the stats, please.
Yeah, my guy.
12 games, right? 12 games. This isn't a 17-game fucking NFL season.
Destroying college, bro.
12 games. 111 receptions, 1,782 yards, and 20 fucking touchdowns. He also added 77 yards and a tutty on the ground as well.
There you go. And
dog, man.
He was so good.
My boy, man.
I really think that I'm wearing the Browns shirt, right? I believe that the only reason that Brandon Whedon ever was even considered as a first-round pick at all was fucking this dude was so good.
So
that's my personal opinion.
So Adam, that's his true junior year, right? He did a little something his freshman year, his junior year, his sophomore year, then his junior year. 122 receptions, 1,500 yards, and 18 touchdowns. So in the matter of 2 fucking years, this guy put up basically 3,500 yards, over 220 some catches, and almost fucking 40 TDs, bro.
Yeah,
40
yeah.
TDs.
And he was like, he could give it to you. He would beat you over the top. He could win jump balls. Like it felt like there was nothing in his game he couldn't do. I feel like he kind of was surprisingly not the greatest. I don't remember if it was the combine or the pro day.
He was like a 4 or 5 guy. Like he didn't run that great. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But he still was like. Anyway,
yeah, he was different. He was
different.
So, I'm glad I didn't brush him over because I was definitely going to just bring him up and move on to my next guy. So I'm glad we got to talk on my boy. Cause
I love him.
Nah, I think I was very in on Justin Blackmon. So I'm glad to hear you guys were there too.
Yeah,
it sucks to hear that. It sucks for me anyway, seeing that how his career played out. Unfortunately,
especially only 2 years, a year and some change. It wasn't even 2
years.
Year
and 4 games.
Yeah, bro, that was like too short. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, what you got next, Mike? We're gonna go run it back with
Come on, Mike.
Time, man.
I got 2 guys. They played the same position and they played on the same fucking team, and they both left a little too early for me. And it's Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. That 49ers linebacker duo was the fucking absolute peak.
What's crazy is
early 2010s. Oh my fucking god!
It's crazy. We've talked about 2 things now that actually we touched on when I was on Fizzle Friday with Fizzle. We talked about
facts. Navarro.
I forget what there was another thing. But there was another thing earlier in the show. But I'm with you though, Mike. The Patrick Willis one in particular was like. Nobody saw it. Felt so out of left field, like nobody saw it coming. You're like, what? Wow, because he was. I think he was playing like Pete Patrick Willis in that season prior. But I guess it kind of like, in a way, like looking back, it makes sense. But I'm with you. That dude was. I don't even think Patrick Willis gets enough respect as far as how absolutely dominant he was. But Fizzle thinks that Navarro doesn't get enough respect because of Patrick Willis.
Speaking of Patrick Willis and shoes, right? The Kenny Powers K-Swiss takeover, right? The commercials. You remember those fucking things?
Yep.
The unedited version where he's got like, kill that motherfucker Patrick Willis. He's like stuffing on shit. Patrick Willis was part of K-Swiss. He was wearing like the Universal Soldier fucking glasses too. Like you remember that old Jean-Claude Van Damme fucking movie? Yeah, he's wearing it's so great, man. Patrick Willis was a scary fucking dude on the field. And then they brought in Navarro Bowman. They drafted him out of Penn State, and it was just a perfect fit. They ran the 3-4, both inside linebackers on the field. It was like two Ray Lewises out there on one fucking team. But both of them suffered injuries. They left at like 28, 29, I think, respectively, between the two of them. It was like, fuck, man. We could have had.
Navarro was in the Super Bowl, too. I remember that, man. I was sad. I was
neck
sick,
injury,
man.
wasn't it? Like, you got
it was his leg. He messed his leg up in the Super Bowl. That Ravens Super Bowl, I believe. It was a bad injury too, bro. I was so sad, man. Because I went to school with him, so my whole Facebook timeline, everybody, all of us was like, damn, bro, Varro out, man. We want him to win that ring bad and bring it back home. But yeah, that leg injury was bad, man.
What's crazy is when you look at it now too, right? Like Patrick Willis is 39 and Navarro Bowman's 36. Like, and these guys haven't been playing for a minute.
Yeah, Navarro last year was 2017.
He coaching with the Chargers now. He
Bowman.
Yeah, he's the defensive line coach or cornerback, D-back coach over there with the Chargers.
Now the Patrick Willis one. Bro, Patrick Willis retired 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
2014,
bro.
Man.
That's crazy. And on top of his game, too. Like, he was
the crazy thing, the 49ers drafted that Chris Borland out of Wisconsin. Remember, he retired after, like, his second year due to concussions. And that guy was a fucking studded inside linebacker, right? Like, they replaced Patrick Willis after he left with Chris Borland, and then that fucking guy got a bunch of concussions and was like, I'm good. Like,
I'm gone.
I can't take another one. I'm out.
I see you starred this one. I had to put it up. Ricky Williams.
Yeah, because I saw the Martavis Brown. I was going to save them for the end and bring up some just the chat, the chat ones after we finished our last little ones.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. That's why I started them. That's why I was letting you. That's why I started.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think. Like, someone put Barry also in the comments, and like I guess my thing with Barry, it just felt like kind of walked away from the game though for me. Like, I don't. Was there? There wasn't.
But to go back to what Mike said about Calvin Johnson, how he's not spoken about because he didn't play, I guess, the longevity, but as far as the GOAT conversation. But
right.
Barry did the same, and he is the GOAT in his position. For a lot of people, it's crazy that Calvin Johnson gets skipped out of those conversations, and he kind of went the same route. But Barry, hands down, man, it was no questioning about his GOAT status. So
he retired at 30 after a 1,500 yard.
I was about to say he was 30, bro. He looked like he was 25 when he was still
30.
The thing is, though, and now I think part of this is just the way that the positions are trending. But like Barry, think about this: Barry retired early, and when you look at it now historically, is still fourth and damn near he's on the back. Frank Gore played like 2 careers. And barely beat him.
He played 27 years,
bro. His son's in the league now,
and then got knocked the fuck out by Darren Williams.
But that,
Frank Gore cheated, man.
But I think that's the difference is because of that position typically doesn't have any players get anywhere near those type of stats. He piled up all those stats, 15,000 rushing yards, fam. Like,
yeah, that's crazy, bro.
It's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Is it any hope for Derrick Henry, man? I mean, he kind of built like a alien too. I don't know.
He got such a late start though because Matt LaFleur refused. Yeah, because Matt fucking LaFleur refused to use him. Yeah. He's like, nah, DeMarco Murray and Deion Lewis. Fuck you, Derrick Henry. I know you won the Heisman. You're 260-pound freight train.
I'm actually trying to see where is Derrick Henry at in his overall career stats. I actually don't really know.
Ooh,
well, he got more to go though. So
no, for sure. Okay, so he's at 95.02. So he's coming up on 10K.
So he's got to have 6 more 1,000-yard seasons to even come close to what Barry Sanders did.
What's crazy is Ricky Williams on the screen. So Ricky Williams, basically, when you go to the list, there's 31 players that have gotten over 10,000. So Derrick Henry this season, if he stays healthy, should get into the 10K range.
So you know what's funny? It's funny. I didn't even realize that this was conversation go this way. Zeke is like 1,200 yards away from 10,000.
Oh shit,
he's almost there.
So
I hope
here
you get it, man. I need my
here
boy
your
to
guys at 10,000 rushing yards, right? Like just to put it in perspective where these guys are going to start knocking some of these dudes off the list. Jamal Lewis, fucking Cleveland Brown and Ravens legend, both.
Yeah, big dog.
He had some seasons.
Big dog. Mm-hmm.
Ricky Waters, man, that's my dude, Ricky Waters.
Oh, yeah.
Not only just for the 49ers days, but he was an Eagle before that, man, Ricky Waters.
Eddie George. What's up, D, bro? What's up, D, bro?
He's still alive, man.
Warwick Dunn, man. Warwick Dunn. You think about the career Warwick Dunn had. Like,
my boy.
Awesome there for a while in Tampa Bay, and then kind of faded in the background, and then resurrected in Atlanta in a bad way. So, and right above him, LaShawn McCoy, right? Doesn't get a lot. Shady with 11,000
was doing it like that?
Yep. And OJ. OJ was right above him. So,
okay.
That's kind of like where we're talking about Zeke and Derrick Henry. These are the kind of guys or names that they're going to be in company with here. It's interesting.
Yeah, but like Adam said, Derrick Henry started late. Oh no, it was you, Mike.
Mike said that. Yep.
Yeah, he started late.
So I think that's why Zeke is kind of ahead of him, probably on the list because, Derrick Henry got that late start with DeMarco Murray over there, and
what's crazy is Henry only needs 600 to get there though. Henry's actually ahead of Zeke.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay. You was talking about the Barry Sanders.
But to put it in perspective now, right? Those guys Mike just mentioned are at 10 and 11,000 rushing yards.
Okay.
Barry's at 18K, fam. Like Barry's currently basically double what Derrick Henry's career has been on the ground.
15K. Emmett Smith's the one at 18.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. 18 is Emmett. But even still, 15,269.
He left on top though. Like that was the crazy part.
That's actually a good segue though. If Barry would have kept playing, at least from what we saw, we got to believe he can get to 18,000 yards.
There's two guys on the top 25 rushing list that I didn't know were as nice as their overall finish. Right? Like I knew they had years. But I was shocked to see him on this fucking top 25 rushing list because the top 25.
I know one.
The top 25 rushing list is like the who's who of fucking running backs throughout history, right? Jim Brown, Emmett Smith, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Frank Gore with the longevity. There's two dudes on here. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know they were actually like that. And it's Steven Jackson and Corey Dillon.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna guess Corey Dillon and Curtis Martin. I feel like Curtis Martin.
I knew Curtis Martin. I was playing. That was my first years of fantasy, man.
I forgot about Steven Jackson, bro.
Fucking Curtis Martin, man. I remember Curtis Martin.
I was gonna say Corey Dillon doesn't. I feel like people don't remember those last few years in New England.
The Steven Jackson thing is interesting. I didn't think he had a long enough, prime. It felt like his was shorter, but. He's on here with 11,000 yards.
Well, he could have been a revive, man. I mean, the way he was playing, bro.
He also, what's crazy is like the difference in the way that things were viewed then versus now. Like he played 8 years for St. Louis,
and remember
that nobody plays running back 8 years for anyone.
Yeah,
anymore. No. Right. What do you think the longest tenured running back right now on a team is?
I would guess actually Emmett, bro. Wouldn't you?
Zeke.
No, I mean currently in the NFL. Like who's been in modern day NFL? Who's been on their team at running back the longest?
Zeke left 1 year and came back.
Currently active with that team.
Yeah,
it's got to be Zeke coming back to Dallas.
I'm about to say, does Zeke leave and cut it off though? Because
I don't know if that counts.
That's what I'm saying. Because he technically left 1 year, but he back. I mean, the streak.
I would still say that. I would say that first tenure though probably is longer than anyone else currently.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so too.
If we don't count that one, like who's been on their team the longest that's currently still playing for them hasn't left. That is goodness. That's a short. That's I
think Zeke is number one. Got to be.
Yeah, I'm saying if the criteria is they're on the team currently but have not left.
Okay.
That's like who?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody's been on their team for that long, bro.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson maybe.
You know what? You know what? Let me give you one. Let me give you one right here. Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
That's
a good one.
Okay. What about Alvin Kamara? He on like a 4 year.
Alvin Kamara is actually the best. Alvin Kamara is longer. 2017. He has not left his team yet.
Yeah, Kamara. Yep.
Mixon would have been that, but also just left.
Yep. Yeah.
And Chubb was an 18 draft. Okay.
You know what's crazy? If you just make it through your rookie contract, Najee Harris, Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
yeah, man.
You in the top 10.
Mike, think about this. Najee Harris's rookie season, as great as it was, is like all the touches, whatever, however you want to think about the yards per carry, whatever. To think about that player not getting their 5th-year option picked up, like that should put into perspective how different they view the position.
Nah, for sure.
Like
for
that's
sure.
crazy.
We gotta get that Twinkle Toes, man. He said the super chat.
What
bro.
up, Twinkle Toes?
We ain't forget about you, Playboy. We just having a good time, man. But you see, he said morning from down under. Okay, all right, you in the where you at? Bikini Bottom, bro? We gotta check on you, man. Make sure see if you all right, man. You got your got your snorkel on and all that.
Bikini Bottom, I love that.
But let me see. What is the maximum you are willing to add the lad to get Rome? I've offered lad plus 2 seconds. He wants first and a second. Is that too much?
A first and a second isn't too much. A first, a second, and lad is definitely too much. So to me, I would send Mike. I'm curious where you're at on this. If you have a team that you feel strongly about, I'd be willing to send Australia. I'd be willing to send lad and a first as my top. You're trying to send lad in 2 seconds. If it's lad and a first and a second, you tell him piss off.
Adam, I know you asked me about that. All that shit went right over my head because I spent the whole time like trying to figure out what the Australian dollar to US dollar conversion was, and then also thinking about like how many years you and I have been doing this, like, and seeing super chats come in through multiple networks. This might be the first ever Australian super chat I've ever fucking seen.
It definitely is 100%, no question.
Like I know there's people who have asked questions who live in Australia, but the first time it ever showed up with usually it's U.S. dollars or it's Canadian dollars.
Yeah, you get I see that CA quite often.
I've never seen a $5.
Yeah,
in my fucking career.
$5.
Where at in Australia? I'm actually curious now. I played with a kid in college that lives
Bikini Bottom.
But
where are you actually from?
The only place is water at, man. Bikini Bottom, bro.
By the way, that was fantastic, Fizzle.
Oh my god, this is great.
So, Mike, would you send a first and lad? Is that where are you at?
I think you could do a first and lad. I think for me it would depend on how many starters are in the league, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna automatically assume it's a lineup league because not everyone plays best ball like us psychos. Just hammering best ball leagues. But if it's a lineup league, it really depends on the starters. If it's like start 13, fuck no. If it's like start 9 though, lad in the first for Rome. Like I'm a big Rome guy. I think the second is like the guy's just being an asshole and it's too much.
That's what I said. This here to me is. You kind of hit what I was said. It's funny because you were like, I didn't hear what you said.
I honestly didn't pay any attention.
You reiterated a lot of what I said. I think in a shallow format, start 9, start 10, I would send lad in 2 seconds.
You said start 10.
Start 10? Okay, so I would send lad in 2 seconds. I would send lad in a first. I would send a first and a second. A first, a second, and lad, though, you piss off. No, fuck you. That's
so he's being greedy.
So
that could just be him saying I'm not moving him though too, right? Like,
well, or you might be able to just do the lad in a second when the season started. Maybe Rome for the first 4 games doesn't do what lad does. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You might could just wait till the season kick off too. Lad could be the possible receiver 1, and Rome could be receiver 3. So the value might balance out after the first couple of games. So. Could wait if you don't want to pay that extra, that lad in first.
Yeah, and if it's lad a first and a second, like just I think honestly, Mike, he's telling you that you're not coming correct. Like you can get out of here.
Yeah.
You just leave me alone. I want my room.
Yeah. Well, we on you, ATM. What you got, man? We what did we finish up with you, Mike? You had a Navarro and
Well, I brought Barry back up because I was kind of curious.
Okay.
And he didn't really. You look at his career, and I'll just finish it with this. He played one. There was one season where he played 11 games, so he missed 5 games in 1993. Every other year, though, the dude played 16 games. Also, one of the crazy parts about this list is this: when you go back to that list, right? Barry was at 15,269, and he walked away at his peak. And what's, I think, extremely reflective in the stats of this, Emmitt Smith, remember, a lot of these guys, at least for me, it felt like they were just ended up padding stats at the end, or they had a roster spot. Like he was playing in Arizona there, where it's like, bro, this dude is not Emmitt Smith anymore. He's just getting his stats all the way up, right? But if you look at the averages for all these guys, like yards per carry, they're like, low fours. Jerome Bettis is 3.9, right? There's two people on the list of over 10,000 with the average 5 yards per carry, and that's Barry Sanders and Jim Brown. So Barry Sanders is not only 4 all time, but he averaged 5 yards a carry during all those years where it's like, dude, when you play in those Detroit Lions teams, it was 20 and that was it. Like, dude was fucking different, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
dude was
different. Barry's. So is he your RB1 or where is he at on your list?
He's my personal RB1. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's my RB1 all the time. Bro.
I like Jim Brown, but it's so far back that I'm not doing that deal.
No, I'm with you on Barry, man. Well, me, since it's my last pick for the day, I got to go with my guy, and that is number 9, the only 9, Tony Romo, man. I got to bring my boy back. Listen, man, if not for any other reason, that rookie season of Zeke and Dak, man, that was his year. I mean, Dak came in and went 13 games. I think we was like 9-1 before we even like really started, going into the playoffs and all that. Yeah, man, that season right there, I believe, would have been another rematch of that Green Bay playoff game that Dez caught it, and they say we didn't. When Dak played them in the playoffs that season, and Martavius Bryant? No, Marcellus who was that caught that 40-yard pass on the sideline on his knees in that playoff game? It was Martellus Bennett, maybe? I think it was Martellus Bennett. He caught the ball on his knees, bro. 2 knees and sealed the game for them. And I'm just thinking, bro, this man ain't never caught no pass like this ever in his life, but the Green Bay Packers, bro, they just got the formula for us, man. The 49ers and the Packers, we can't do nothing with. But I believe Romo rematch from that Dez Bryant game, man, would have took us to the top, man. So if I got to bring one player back on my last go-round, it got to be Tony Romo, man. I don't think he was ready to leave. I really believe that he wanted to finish out, the rest of it. Because I think they built that team for him. Mm-hmm. Like, they took Zeke at 4. Because I thought we was going to go get Ramsey and Derrick Henry in the second. But we took Zeke at 4. And I believe they said, look, we built this O-line. We got everything we need. Get the running back, and let's run it back. And my boy got hurt in a preseason game, bro. Oh, my goodness. Broke his back in a pointless preseason game. Trying to be Tony Romo. Trying to dodge it. Just fall down, bro. Why are you trying to scramble in the preseason, bro?
Because he's Tony Romo, man. That's what Tony did,
Then Kellen Moore come in and break his hand on the next, I think, 2 plays later, and then Dak emerged. So I gotta revive my boy Romo, man. If you want to call him, Kirk Cousins or maybe Dak Prescott. I mean, they both, when they play, man, that air it out offense, they can do it. So I love me some Romo. People that don't like Romo, quotes, they love us from Romo on their fantasy team, man. They can say what they want to say, but Romo gonna get you them points, bro. So it's got to be Tony Romo for me, man. That's for sure.
Man, Tony Romo is my favorite Dallas Cowboys quarterback because I love to hate on him. But I will say he was underappreciated.
Oh,
Romo.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk
fans too. Like, not even just the world, but
we talk now about quarterbacks kind of being outliers in fantasy, guys who aren't like elite runners, and you have to have that kind of like 5,000 yard, 40+ touchdown kind of ceiling. Romo had that in him. Romo was like Joey B, which is hilarious that they both kind of wear number 9 and they both actually kind of play like each other. Like Joey B's kind of the reincarnated. Just hope Joey B's career doesn't end like Tony's.
One more injury and it could be, man.
It could very well could be.
One injury away.
That's a good pick, even though he's a Cowboy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I see Shizzles brought up Percy, and I wanted to bring up Arian Foster, man, because we ain't touch on a lot of guys that I really, really, really love.
I got one bonus one for you.
Oh, I mean, go ahead. I mean, because I got another guy too. Like,
all right.
I'm looking at the time, but we're gonna fly. We're gonna do some what you call it? What you call it, man? We gonna go through a couple of names. Rapid fire. We gonna
Rapid
rapid fire.
fire. We got to get you a drink, bro.
We gonna
You gotta get him a drink.
yeah.
He's better when he's
I
drinking.
got my drink. I'm about to open it up right now, man. So we're gonna wrap
It's alkaline water.
9.5, baby. You know how we get down.
How much alcohol is in that thing?
9.5. 9.5. I'm telling you.
0.5 proof. I like that.
Matt Jones, and not the Washington Redskin. Matt Jones, the Jaguar. Matt Jones shares a special place in my heart.
Okay.
In my home league, that was the first ever keeper selection I had was Matt Jones. Matt Jones was a college quarterback at Arkansas. Played his entire career at quarterback. Goes to the NFL Combine. He wasn't the greatest thrower of the football, but he was super athletic. He ran a 4.38 at the Combine at 6'6", 230 pounds. So think the white long-haired version of Calvin Johnson. And the Jaguars are like, we're taking you in the first fucking round, even though you've never actually caught an actual pass in a real game. Matt Jones comes out, and once he finally got firing, once he finally got going and started to capitalize on those athletic traits, learned how to run routes and catch footballs, man decided that he was going to sit in a car with his former college teammates and, do a few lines of the old Colombian Bam Bam.
Yeah, man.
and then it was a wrap.
And you know what, Mike? I done heard you bring up Matt Jones a couple of times before, bro. So that's definitely your guy.
He shares a special place in my heart for that too. I was also living in Memphis at the time, and if you know anything about Tennessee, Memphis is closer to Arkansas. It's like almost right on the border of Arkansas than it is to fucking Knoxville. So living there, I was kind of by default an Arkansas Razorbacks fan because you were much closer to the Arkansas side. And Matt Jones in 2003 had like some of the most incredible fucking seasons. Arkansas is one of the only teams too, and I was actually watching those games at the time. They had a 7 overtime game multiple times.
Yeah,
not just one, twice during Matt Jones's fucking career. 7 overtimes. Like this shit's going to like midnight central. This fucking game's still going on, and it's just touchdown after touchdown. Watching that team play, and then remembering too, the best player on that whole Arkansas team that went 9-3, they got to a pretty decent bowl game during the time, wasn't Matt Jones, wasn't any of the skill positions. It was Jason fucking Peters, who was playing tight end, not even offensive tackle, where he's going to walk into the Hall of Fame now. He was a fucking tight end at Arkansas. So Matt Jones is always going to hold a special place in my heart, not only for the Arkansas thing, but he really started getting going in the NFL. I think it was like his 3rd or 4th year he started to break out. He had like 700 or 800 yards, and it was really coming on. And then that offseason, oh boy, a little bit of the white powder, and
that's it.
It was done.
Powder sugar, baby. Powder
sugar.
What you got, ATM?
I've been there was one I was gonna. I don't think it's probably as high
to E-Will.
As high of the names that like we talked about throughout the show, but one of the ones for me anyway is y'all remember the Dirty Birds, right? And Jamal Anderson for me was 100% the one where it's like, bruh, Jamal Anderson was the prime Dirty Bird, right? They go to the Super Bowl. I want to say he had like almost 2,000 yards that season. Like he absolutely went bananas. He got hurt, if I remember correctly. He gets hurt the next season. He came back and played for another year, but then got hurt again, and then it was a wrap for him. So injuries, I think, like basically we saw prime Jamal Anderson, and then it was kind of a wrap. We never really got to see it again. So I think he had an ACL tear, and back then, like running backs don't have, they just didn't recover from the ACL tear. It's the same. So
God damn, Adam, what a pull! That motherfucker had 1,800 yards. I would have never guessed. Dog, Jamal Anderson had 1,800 yards.
Lit that, bro. He was so lit
was the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
So that would have been my boy, Iowa boy, Timmy Dwight returning that touchdown.
Yeah,
kick for a touchdown.
Wasn't it the year they went to the Super Bowl?
98.
Yeah, okay.
98.
All right, I thought so.
How did Minnesota miss that field goal? We'll never guess, but. That was Randy Moss. Yeah, man. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Back the memories,
so I had to click on him. He finished 3rd in the MVP voting that year.
Damn.
And I was like, damn, he had 1,800 yards and only finished 3rd? Who the fuck else is on this list? It is the who's who of the fucking 1998, the golden years, Adam. Terrell Davis won the MVP with 2,000 yards and 21 touchdowns on the ground. Yep. Randall Cunningham, not of the Eagles, of the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, because Minnesota was the team. That was the team
Number one offense.
Yeah.
They were the number one offense, I think, until the Rams got in like the 2000s. Randall Cunningham, 3,700 yards, 34 touchdowns, another 132 and a tutty on the ground. They only lost one game until they got to the playoffs. And remember that was it Morton Anderson?
Yeah, Morton Anderson.
Gary Anderson. Morton Anderson or Gary Anderson?
Wasn't it Morton?
I think it was Gary. I think Gary was the Viking guy. Missed that fucking kick against the Falcons.
You're right. You're correct. It was Gary Anderson.
Bro, there was two Andersons that were kickers. They were both good.
Everybody
Morton and
wanted
Gary.
Minnesota to win that championship. Bro.
Oh, man.
Everybody wanted Minnesota to go.
Jamal Anderson was third, and rookie Randy motherfucking Moss.
Yeah, that was Randy Moss rookie year. Exactly.
Rookie Randy motherfucking Moss was fourth in the MVP voting.
That was the team, man. That
was
what a year.
Bro, but like I feel like Jamal Anderson was literally I'm not gonna say the only thing, but he was such a big part of that Dirty Bird. It was always him in the end zone. I remember doing the damn dance, and then like he got hurt, and then his career basically was shot. He had one season that he played really after that, but then he got hurt twice. What's crazy about him is he never ended up playing anywhere else. He never played for another team. He just like ACL tear done, career over.
Well, so at least on the stats too, it's weird how we like remember this stuff because I would have never guessed this, Adam.
Okay.
One at the 1,800 yards, but 98 I would have remembered, and then it did feel like he fell off the face of the earth. He tore his knee up the next year. He had 1,000 yards the following season, and then went into the fucking dumpster forever. And
he tore his ACL after that year, right? Yeah, exactly. He got hurt twice, but the last one was like he must have known his career was over because he didn't even try to go play anywhere else.
He's like, I'm good, I'm done. He just dirty birded it out.
Bro.
That was crazy.
That
was the year of Dirty Bird, bro.
Who was the Falcons quarterback in '98 in the Super Bowl run?
The fact that is not gonna be that's a hard question to answer is I think talks about how Jamal
I
Anderson,
can see him. I can
Jamal
see him.
Anderson doesn't get enough love.
He wore number 12.
Minnesota was going to win that game. There's no way Atlanta should have won.
98. So he wore number 12. White dude.
Yeah, he was 12. He was 12. He was number 12. Yeah.
Yeah, he was number 12. I don't remember his fucking name though. Was it? It wasn't Eric Kramer, was it? Eric Kramer always feels like a Bears quarterback to me.
Chris Chandler.
All right. Well, basically Eric Kramer.
but I think that's
Big
even more to the
shade.
point. Chris Chandler, fam. That's how damn good Jamal Anderson was.
Who the fuck else was on that team?
Going up against Randall Cunningham, Randy Moss.
Jamal Anderson.
Like that team, there's no way that team was supposed to beat Minnesota, bro. No way.
Atlanta Falcons.
It shouldn't even have came down to the field goal. That's the crazy part.
Dude, I don't know if I can name many other players on that Jesse Tuggle was probably on that team because Jesse Tuggle was a elite
nobody
linebacker for him.
I'm actually going right now to just see.
I got you, fam. So Chris Chandler was
By the way, it was Morton Anderson.
Morton was kicking for the Vikings then?
No, he was the kicker for the Falcons.
Oh, okay. But Gary Anderson missed the field goal for the Vikings.
Oh, yes. Okay. I misheard that part. I thought we were asking who was the kicker for the Falcons that year.
And Gary didn't miss a field goal the whole season, I believe.
Bro, who the fuck are these dudes on the Falcons? They're leading receivers. The whole year. They had 2,000-yard receivers that year.
Keith Brookins was my man. I like that.
Tony Martin and Terrence Mathis. I don't know who those. The tight end was O.J. Santiago.
Damn. By the way, they had 5 Pro Bowlers: Chris Chandler, Jamal Anderson, Jesse Tuggle. I forgot they had Ray Buchanan and Eugene Robinson.
Defense, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Defense.
Yeah.
Defense.
Yeah.
The whole offense was fucking.
It was Jamal Anderson, bro.
Yeah,
Mathis was good that year, though. I will give him that.
Mathis was a baller? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who the fuck Tony Martin is.
I mean, his career wasn't anything special, but I remember I remember Mathis
nothing.
that year was nice.
We'll play a fun, quick game here. Where did Tony Martin go to school?
UT Martin.
I just tell you right now, I never even heard of this fucking school. I don't even think it's real.
Look at this, bro. That's a fucking
dirty bird.
There we go.
Yeah,
did somebody just create this account?
That would be pretty awesome either way. Whether they've been waiting on this moment or they just was like,
hey, shout out Dirty Bird, man. The algorithm is real, man.
Yeah.
Tony Martin went to 2 different schools, and I heard of neither one of them.
Which ones or what?
He went to a school called Bishop, whose top NFL alumnus would have been Emmett Thomas. I don't know
The
who
fact
Emmett
that they
Thomas
had
is.
any NFL alum is crazy.
And the other one was Colorado Mesa, whose top alumnus is Tony Martin.
Those are both Division 2 or 3 schools in AI.
Has to be.
Wild. Never heard those schools.
I can tell you exactly where Colorado Mesa is. It's probably in Colorado.
Might be in a town called Mesa.
Mesa, Colorado, you think?
I have no idea. It's definitely in Colorado, though. Actually, what would be wild is if it's not in Colorado.
I'm a little salty you brought Jamal Anderson up, though, man, because I wanted Minnesota to win so bad, bro.
Oh, okay.
Because I believe that Super Bowl, Atlanta, we knew they weren't going to win. They shouldn't have beat Minnesota. We definitely knew they weren't going to win the Super Bowl the next round.
So Bishop College was, and I say this, was an HBCU. They folded in 1988, and it was located in Marshall or Dallas, Texas.
Okay. By the way, Grand Junction, Colorado is where Colorado Mesa University is.
So it's not in a town called Mesa. We suck.
I mean, that one was kind of reaching for sure, but it could have fit. I'm looking here just to see.
So everybody keep
they're D2. They're D2, and
everybody keep that in fucking mind when like you see those random Twitter posts about like name an obscure 1,000-yard wide receiver. Tony fucking Martin, and you're gonna win the day because most people are gonna think you're full of shit and don't even know who Tony Martin is.
But can we like put all that to try to put into perspective? Like that team. Speaking of how the NFL just isn't. That was a team that almost. Now, granted, they didn't even. It wasn't really that close versus Denver. I remember in the Super Bowl that year, right?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Minnesota would have made that a hell of a game. That was
like name me the times where a running back actually got a team basically to the Super Bowl. Like there's been few and far between where the running back was the reason, the sole reason a team really went somewhere.
I mean, Terrell Davis was a dog on the other side, but John Elway was still John Elway.
Exactly, right.
I don't know if John Elway
Terrell Davis was legit though. I'm not going to fight you on that.
I don't know if in John Elway's, which that was his last year. He retired right after that.
Was he not? Was that the year he wasn't quite the same as?
Yeah, it was kind of like the Peyton Manning Super Bowl, the last one he won, where he was just kind of dog shit. Terrell Davis carried that fucking team.
Yeah.
So what's great? I guess what's actually even more crazy is to think that both the teams had actually like goon running backs that made.
Well, think about that. John Elway only started 12 games that last year, right? So he didn't carry. Bubby fucking Brister started 4 games. Bubby Brister, Eric will like that one if he listens to this. Him and I have had Bubby Brister conversations. But John Elway only started 12 games. He threw for 2,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Pretty much whole helm. The Broncos made it to the Super Bowl on the back of fucking TD that year.
Well, but
so it was the matchup of two teams that made it on the back of their fucking running backs.
What's crazy though is like I feel like the '98 Broncos though had what was the receiver they had?
Rod Smith.
Right, like bro, they had
McCaffrey.
Right, thank you. They had a team.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah,
man, they had a team. Jamal Anderson, like.
But
tell me I'm wrong. When you look back at it, that's kind of crazy to think how great he played. I
want Minnesota to lose.
I get you there, but
I'm just saying
that Jamal Anderson is someone that doesn't ever get talked about.
I named you
a great year.
I named you the 3 top fucking receiving leaders on the Falcons, which were the kid who went to Bishop, Tony Martin, Terrence Mathis, and OJ Santiago, right? Like that's what you're working with. And then you go to the Broncos and it's Rod Smith, Ed McCaffrey, Shannon Sharp. Okay. Different story.
Anyway, I didn't want to take. I just felt like that one was a little bit deeper dive that I felt like we had to touch on, man.
Good call.
Yep. Yeah, I like that last little left turn, by the way, going to hoops.
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway was like.
And we had time, bro. 100%. We could definitely go to some different sports, but that was a good call.
Hoops, I got an endless list.
I know. 100%. Mike, trust me. Mine gonna be simple. Everybody gonna know who this guy is. You probably had him on your team for a long little while, but Todd Gurley, man, I gotta revive him only because of what he did when Sean McVay got there after Derek Fisher was. I said Derek Fisher. Hey, let me call Matt Barnes
Point guard,
right quick.
point four.
No, don't do him don't do Deep Fish like that.
Let me call Matt Barnes, man.
Deep Fish is a 5-time champion. Don't you fucking do him like that.
Nah, but like I said, once Coach Fisher got up out of there, man, listen, Todd Gurley was just like in another planet, bro. Like, I don't know where that. I mean, we know where he came. I mean, because when he was in LA, we saw it, but we didn't see it until a real coach got there and just said, "Look, man, do what you got to do." And it was so short lived though, because it was like 2 years, and then it was boom. He kind of he got a contract and everything, and then it was gone. Like, what the hell going on? Like, nah, man. He was so good to be gone that fast. It was just crazy to me. So it would have to be Todd Gurley for me, man. If I had to bring him back for my dynasty team, definitely Todd Gurley.
Oh man, Todd Gurley too. You really touched on it. He exploded on the scene as a rookie under Jeff Fisher. 1,100 yards in only 12 games.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, I see why you took him so fucking high. Second year, weren't they on Hard Knocks that year? Second year?
Well, I was going to say, coming into his rookie season, if you remember, they drafted Melvin Gordon, the Chargers did, and it was like, maybe for this season, you might want Melvin Gordon.
Right.
But Todd Gurley's coming off the injury. Melvin Gordon wasn't Danny Woodhead. It was giving him all kinds of problems. But then the back half of the season, Todd Gurley was ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous.
It wasn't just Danny Woodhead too. You remember they had that fat ass fullback Tolbert.
Oh, yeah,
Tolbert.
Mike Tolbert, baby.
My man.
Who was in Carolina for a bit too. Yeah.
You know I love me some fat ass fullback, so I never forget Mike Tolbert. But 12 games, he put up 1,100 yards. The second year, they were on Hard Knocks. I remember them being on Hard Knocks with Jeff Fisher, and Todd Gurley's wearing the red jersey. We got to protect 30 or whatever the fuck it was. Jared Goff's rookie year. Jeff Fisher's fucking terrible, gets fired. Todd Gurley doesn't really do anything. He had 800 yards. In comes Sean McVay, and fucking to the moon, Todd Gurley went. But you're right, Fizz, man. It was just a 2-year run. Yeah, and then
bro.
that fucking knees got him. That arthritis got him. That degenerative fucking whatever it was.
Like he got bit by a snake, man, in his leg, and it's just like he never healed.
Do you remember that last year? Who was the fucking running? Who was the running back that they kept replacing him with, especially down the stretch into the playoffs?
It was C.J. Anderson, wasn't it?
C.J. Anderson, right? The former Bronco guy, right?
Because remember they played Dallas in that playoff game and had like almost 300 yards rushing or something. C.J. Anderson had just signed with them like that year or 2 weeks before that playoff game, man, and they went off. Him and Todd Gurley had like 100+ yards.
The thing I remember though, like I don't know if people really do remember this, because if you just looked at the stats, Gurley's rushing wasn't necessarily like otherworldly, but the 1 year Gurley had is one of those 2 seasons where he was out killing it.
Oh yeah,
he had almost like, it wasn't 1,000, but he was getting close. He was like, I don't know, 800, 900 yards receiving in that season too.
It was CMC level without a doubt.
It was insane, bro.
So 2017, Adam, he had 1,300 yards rushing, 13 touchdowns. He had 64 catches, 788 yards, and 6 touchdowns through the air.
So he went over 2K. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah. And it was so, man, went away so quick, bro. It was like, imagine, I wasn't playing Dynasty back then, but just imagine you drafting him thinking, I'm going to have this for about 5-6 years. And then, boom.
Done.
What's crazy is that was like around the time where, it slowly started to pivot after
I was just about to say,
the running back just as a whole got this arthritis deal.
He might have been a ribbon on top of the no running back.
That's what
running backs no more.
So it's funny when I was on with Alan, he was talking about running backs and he goes, they still produce and that some of them last longer. And I said, my counterpoint was, how many of these fucking guys have been like here today and we're super excited about them? You just brought up Todd Gurley, and then just boom, man, within a matter of 2 years, fucking done. No one wants you.
Right.
Not even an NFL team. They're like, we're good. No, we good.
And for what Gurley probably cost at the time, like there was basically no sell window, because at the time someone's trying to buy too cheap, and then it's like his career
was elite. And then just fucking dead.
Yeah.
Like that, those are the type of hard. Like, bro, he gave you. Now, granted, what he gave you prior was different, but essentially, in a way, like Trey Lance, it's like there was no fucking sell window. It just was done.
It was here and then gone.
That's what I'm saying. Just imagine that on a startup, you got him after that first year, and you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bad, I got him, I'm good. And then 1 year after that, man, he was
toast.
Good.
You fucking toast.
That's fair.
That hurt bad.
Listen, we were on that trajectory with Christian McCaffrey there for a while, weren't we?
Oh yeah.
The same thing, right? Like there was a couple years he couldn't fucking stay healthy in Carolina, and it was like, is it done for? Like, is this hip or whatever the fuck these nagging injuries? Is he done? And then he's like, nah, surprise, motherfuckers.
You know what's kind of crazy too for Todd Gurley's career finish? Like I'll never forget anyway when like Gurley was so cooked. I feel bad, but he was so cooked when he was in Atlanta. Do you remember that season?
I hyped him up in Atlanta.
And the worst part is like one of his touchdowns, he wasn't trying to score. He fell in. Like, come on, man, that's so wrong. Looking back, like
his
fuck.
brain was cooked too, right? He was just like, damn. This is your brain on Gurley.
Would you rather? So it's weird that two running backs' careers ended in Atlanta like they did, right? Todd Gurley we talked about, but Anderson. Not just Jamal Anderson. But I was thinking, Adam, I just saw 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was. It was relatively recent that Mike Davis announced his retirement. Do you remember all the fucking Mike Davis hype when he went to Atlanta because of the thigh picture and the whole thing? Like, people are taking Mike Davis in like the third round of startup
bro. But remember, Steven Jackson, him and Todd Gurley had the same, pretty much they left St. Louis and went to Atlanta. It was like the same.
Oh, did Steven Jackson go to Atlanta?
Wasn't didn't Steven Jackson play?
You dropping some shit on you.
I want to say Steven Jackson played in Atlanta towards
I gotta look at this now. I think he might be right though.
I want to say they did. They had like the same ending.
And then he actually finished his last year was in New England. I just looked it up.
Get the fuck out of here, Fizz! I would have never guessed.
Because I remember when they got Gurley and he went to Atlanta, I was like, bro, this Steven Jackson reincarnated.
Holy shit, man! I didn't think Steven Jackson played for anybody else but fucking St. Louis.
Hey, Mike, you had me over here sweating. Like, am I wrong? But no, I remember because I said, bro, they both once Gurley came and he went to Atlanta. I said, bro, this is Steven Jackson all over.
And the crazy part is the 3.5 yards per carry, exact same picture. Yuck. That's
it was
rough.
It was like they was like literally twins, man. It was crazy.
No disrespect to Steven Jackson though, because we did figure out earlier in the show on the top 25 list of all-time running back and rushing yards. So Steven Jackson, unlike Todd Gurley, had multiple other years.
I actually forgot that Patriots year, though. I forgot about
what's
that.
Funny was
the other ones.
It reminds me now that was like, Hoodie he had to make sure somebody was cooked before they were actually allowed to be cooked. He had to make sure. He was really cooked then, by the way. 21 carries, 50 yards, and then they was like, nah, we got to stop giving him the ball.
Yeah, like I said, man, I remember when Gurley went to Atlanta, I said, bro, this is Steven Jackson all over again, bro.
So I had to look at Atlanta for that year, Fizz, too. Like, I'm like, oh, man, that first year in Atlanta, he only had 500 yards. Somebody else had to be, like, cooking, right, in the running game. If Steven Jackson only had 500, nope. Ain't nobody else cooking.
Nah, they was trash.
Atlanta didn't know how to do shit, man.
Yeah,
Jacquizz Rodgers was the fucking 300 yards.
Jacquizz Rodgers.
They was bad, bro.
He had a brother too, didn't he? Jacquizz? He had like a brother that was on Oregon State too.
Oh, on Oregon State? Okay.
Yeah, Oregon State.
A wide receiver. He played in the NFL for a little bit too. I think he played with the Bucks. Might just be talking out my
James
ass.
Rodgers.
James Rodgers? Did he play for the Bucks? Give me a winner tonight. Just one.
Atlanta Falcons. How about that?
He played on the Falcons too? Fuck.
It looks like it might just be practice squad though.
He was just a practice squad dude. Yeah. I know he played on Oregon State with his brother Jacquizz though.
Okay, he was signed in Atlanta April 30th and then was cut by September 12th. So yeah, it was a tough short little career.
Damn.
Yeah. Nah, look, man, we got some good calls, man. I see the chat going. They gave us some. So look, quick. We're gonna go quick draft, startup, no super flex. Because I know we'll be all day with the quarterback. So no super flex. We're going to go pick 1, 2, 3 and then reverse. And we're going to pick whatever guy we think we want to revive and have on our team. But we not doing it in the order of how you want it. It's how you want your team. So this is like a best ball draft for your team. So
hey, we'll throw out my 2 defensive players since I'm the only fucking one with the stones here to bring some IDP dudes.
Guys, we ain't touch on. So.
Yeah, that's fair. So what are how many people do we have in this pool?
Well, it don't even have. Well, it don't have to be the players. You talking about the players that we talked about already, or?
Yeah, I thought we were drafting from those players. Okay, who's available to be drafting from?
I'm just saying because I know we missed on guys like Arian Foster. It's still some guys. So I'm just saying we're gonna go 3-3-3 pretty much, or 4-4-4. My bad of our best player at our pick. So
okay, all right.
Your pick. You take your guy, and we're gonna go snake draft. Quick 12.
Quick 12.
All right,
that's it. So we're gonna start off with Mike, man. He on the
Mike on the end.
We going to end, man.
Oh, give me Barry Sanders.
Yeah, that's okay. Based on the guys we talked about, knowing it's not super flex, you said, right?
Nah, not super flex.
So
but I do want everybody to take at least one quarterback.
Yeah,
and
I just won't take my quarterback in the second pick overall. I'm gonna take Calvin Johnson here. I feel like Mike took the for sure 101 for me.
Damn, I mean I got the back-to-back shit. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go on that potential that we talked about. I'm gonna go RG3.
I didn't get him.
I'm gonna go RG3. Dang. I should have wrote down all the rules first. Let me see.
That's why I was trying to establish the players.
I don't think about the older players. I don't want to forget nobody.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with my team. I'm going Justin Blackmon, man. Justin Blackmon. I'm going, pick. PPR, Justin Blackmon on a high horse. RG3 and Justin Blackmon, man. That's what I'm going.
Yeah.
For somebody else take him, and I'd be mad.
I'm gonna take Todd Gurley here then.
Oh, that's
Todd Gurley.
That's a good one. Back-to-back picks here.
Megatron and Gurley's like, bro. There was. It felt like that was a real duo too.
Yeah,
one of them's got to be a quarterback. We didn't mention him. We did mention him, but not as one of these players. So I'll go ahead and get the quarterback out of the way because I got to get one quarterback out of here. I'll abide by your rules. Randall Cunningham. Not with the Vikings, but with the Eagles. Not getting hurt with the Eagles.
Right. Okay.
I see your RG3 and race you one Randall fucking Cunningham.
I'm in the middle, so you got the turn. You got another.
So I'll take a wide receiver just so I keep it easy. I took a running back. I took a quarterback. I take a wide receiver. Give me Josh Gordon. Give me Josh Gordon.
Okay.
We kind of casually talked about him, but Josh Gordon, without the weed.
Do we have? Okay. Do we need to take a tight end?
Go tight end. I mean,
you don't have to, right?
But because this is South Harmon, we'll wait till the last round for everybody to take a tight end. Good. How about that?
Right. You know what, man? I'll take if Jamal Anderson coming off of that Dirty Bird season wasn't hurt. Like I want that. I'll take that right now.
Okay, all right.
1,800 yards Jamal Anderson. That
was
tough.
Awesome.
All right.
People forget, man. People forget.
Let me see who was cut short that I would want on this.
So you gotta take a running back.
Okay, so if I'm going running back, I'm gonna go Arian Foster, man, because
he was sitting there too.
Yeah, we ain't talk about him, and he definitely he needs some love. So
I went first with the picks, so you go first in the tight end round, the South Harmon special where tight ends don't matter.
Okay,
who's the tight end?
We got one more round though, right?
It should be.
Isn't this it? You, me, and then
Oh,
Mike?
yeah.
I got.
My bad.
We have two picks.
All
right.
This is a tight end round.
So my last pick on to start this one is let me see. I got quarterback, receiver, running back. So I'm gonna take one more receiver and then a tight end. So my receiver would be, man, and this guy I want to say, I put him on a thumbnail for a reason. I'm gonna go Percy Harvin, man. Percy Harvin. He gonna go kick return, punt return. He gonna do everything for me, man. I'm gonna go good old Percy, mercy. Percy, no mercy. That's how we gonna do it.
I like that one. So I need a quarterback and I need a tight end, right?
Yeah, you got 2 receivers, right? Yep. So
yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna have to take Tony Romo here. I'm trying to just make sure there isn't another quarterback option that was.
If I would have waited, it would have been Romo. So
I feel like from the ones that I can say like got cut short, it's probably Romo. All right, I'll take Romo. Yep.
Romo. Ooh, dudes that got cut short. Oh, this is fucking tough, man. I'm tailing Charlie. I can't decide. Man. I'm not taking fucking Matt Jones.
I feel like that's a brand pick. You got to, right?
You know what I'm gonna take? I'm gonna take Martavis Bryant. I saw that mentioned in the fucking check.
That's a good one.
Give me Marty Bryant, baby.
Okay.
I feel like we missed on some great plays.
We did.
Man.
We had some out there, man.
Right now, but it's hard to think because we trying to keep it going too.
Ricky would have been my other choice. I seen that one in the chat too. Somebody dropped Ricky Williams in there. That would have been a good one.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm still cool with Arian though. I ain't mad at that though.
All right. What about tight ends? It's
on you, Mike.
I got mine, but it probably won't be. I'm curious to see what people think about it. Unless Mike snipes.
If you got one, name it. Like you ready to go?
Mine actually, like it's very relevant right now. Is Darren Waller? Feels like.
Oh,
that was a good call.
Injuries have.
He was balling and then hurt, and now it's like the whole Kelsey Plum thing. People forget there was a lot of injuries in between.
Damn.
What's crazy about his too was he was a guy that also, like, his career was going to be cut short from the drugs, like we were talking about with Justin Blackmon and like Josh Gordon. That dude was animal apparently off the field.
I'm gonna give you one. I think I got one.
I got a couple honorable mentions to name before we leave.
I got one.
I got my one. I hope this ain't the one you take from me, Mike.
I got one, and let me say before I say this, I don't condone any of the shit this motherfucker's done. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I know who you're going there.
So this is NFL wise.
Mm-hmm.
But Kellen Winslow Jr.
I literally, once you said
Kellen Winslow, I don't condone anything this motherfucker has done.
That was going to be one of my
field.
honorable mentions because he's brown.
I knew you was going that route when you said that.
But he had a run there for a little bit where it was like, oh shit, this guy is going to be something.
Once you said that, it let me know you weren't going to take my guy. And I'm going to close it out with a guy I believe we miss in the game, and we're going to miss hearing him on Sundays. Greg Olsen, man. Take Greg Olsen on this one, man.
G-Reg.
He got
with the third leg.
Seven flow legend, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to go with my boy. I don't think he was ready. I guess he was ready to leave at the time. I don't know, but he had a little bit more game in him before he left, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. 2 honorable mentions we hadn't really discussed. You could debate it, but guys that got hurt that I feel like weren't ever the same. Priest Holmes was in his animal, like absolutely destroyed the NFL, got hurt.
Shit. That's a good one.
Yeah, Priest, I felt like we had to talk about because he was so fantasy relevant for a little bit there. And
how about the other guy on the Chiefs too? Larry Johnson.
Oh, Larry Johnson's actually a good one too. I was gonna say, you remember, bro? Cadillac Williams was offensive rookie of the year, and then he got hurt, right? That's a good.
Yes,
we had to pull him too.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
you know
is
what?
Couple honorable mentions. I felt like we had to throw in there.
I forgot about my boy Cadillac.
That's a good one. I like that bull.
Who was that tight end that played for the Tampa Bay Bucks, man?
OJ Howard?
No. Was it? No.
Was it OJ? Back in.
Was it OJ? Because I'm sitting here thinking, you know what? I forgot. When I said Greg, I know I was thinking about later Greg getting hurt, but I forgot Greg played for a long time. I know this looked him up. I'm like, hold on, damn, I don't even know
he
if
had
that
a hell of
really
a
count.
career.
Like,
yep.
I don't even know if that really count, man, because Greg had a long career. He just got hurt later on.
Cameron Brate.
That's what I was gonna say. If it isn't Howard, is it Brate? Who is?
It gotta be OJ Howard there.
He definitely continued to get hurt, and it was a wrap.
Yeah, matter of fact, it got to be Howard, and I probably would have. It would have been between OJ Howard or Irv Smith. I would have went with one of my guys, man. I love.
You can put in the best that never was.
I love me some Irv Smith. I love me some Irv, man.
Yeah, that Auburn backfield was crazy, bro. Was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Damn it! I wish I would have had this up like fucking 5 minutes ago, though, when you were talking about Greg Olsen. I found the seventh floor crew song.
Yes, sir. If your girl only know on the 7th floor.
This thing on?
That thing was.
Hi,
Hey.
this is Marvelous.
That's it.
What I say?
Oh,
I got
no.
you.
Oh no.
The
Song in
7th
its
flow.
entirety is not meant to disrespect any women in its entirety.
And look,
Right.
I remember they played
Disclaimer.
this on ESPN. They played it on ESPN and bleeping everything out.
When it got to ESPN, that was when he like came out and had to start apologizing.
Hey, Mike. Hey, no.
Let's go.
This is crazy.
You thought ended it with BBL Drizzy was so.
What's wild is this is how Fizzle's got no drink right now.
Hey,
with
man, I'm
this thing
sick
riding.
right now, bro.
Marvelous. Listen, everybody was on this song except for Greg Olsen. Like, they didn't do shit in their NFL career.
Jeremy Shockey.
Jeremy Shockey
and
is a
look,
good word, but he played for a
Shockey was
long,
my
long
call,
time.
but I saw he played like 10 seasons, so I was like, nah, I ain't getting it.
He played for a while.
But Shockey was my call, though. I was going to bring up Shockey. I looked him up while I was sitting there.
Ooh, Tony Moyaki. He had a couple years with the Chiefs in the NFL. Where like, and then he got injured and was just done for.
Yeah, that tight end position is a little
I
strange.
actually, bro, I'll be honest. That's a good pool. That would have been a name I probably never would have remembered.
Tony Moyaki, well, Iowa tight end, man. He should be back here on the.
He
one of
started. He was the beginning.
He was the second. Dallas Clark started that.
Oh, you know what? That's I disrespected Dallas Clark. He was 100% the starter.
Don't disrespect Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark also playing with one of the greatest of all time too. But
This
yeah,
song
you're
is
right.
still on.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
I was trying to get you to the G-Reg part as you fucking close out the show. I was hooking you up.
I mean, it's like 14 people on this song. I don't even know what party come up at.
It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
We got a. We got a ESPN Cleveland earlier today has Nick Chubb in the lab. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, hopping on one leg.
Yeah.
Saw that one. Jeff Mueller said that that's a good sign for him too. The explosion that he's got.
Love to see it, man. Nick
Love to
Chubb.
see it.
But look,
Love to see
man,
it.
we gonna get up out of here. We ain't on the 7th floor
Attaboy,
because
attaboy, Fizz.
I'm still on the lobby area right now. I ain't even make it on the stairs or the
I'm in the
elevator.
fucking
so,
penthouse.
Oh, we know where Mike at.
Top
So
floor.
look, man, we appreciate y'all being here for this wild, crazy event that just went down today, man. The 3-way panel, you know what I'm saying, it went down. Rated PG until now. So, you know, we glad y'all tapped in with us, man. And always remember, they wrote me off, but I ain't write them back, man. We out of this thing. Marathon. Give me a high one time, Mike. Oh. And
What's your name? G-Reg. What you do get?
Cut this out of here.
we out of here.